What is up, YouTube? This is Throttle Hobby, Seabass speaking here, and today we're finally going to get caught up with something that I've been putting off as I've been waiting for all the parts for my BMW, aka transmission parts. Now going to be computer, mats, cold air intake.
Oh my God!
Just a bunch of stuff. So while we're waiting for that, because I guess it didn't come this week or whatnot, we're going to be catching up on something right here that I've been putting off for quite a while, and finally I got the kit for it, and I'm going to do it just so I can install in the car and say that it's done, and that way the sun doesn't also beat in my face, because now I'm driving around without this for the sunroof, and some of the hot days really gives me a fryer tuck on my head. Let's get started on actually taking all the old parts off of this, or pretty much renewing some of the old parts on this, and getting everything from the kit onto here. So as you can see in the kit come the two little pillows, I like to call them. I guess that's just for sliding on the sunroof. We have the two little mini windshield washers, wipers, that pretty much go on the opposite side of this, because we got the wiper side here, which are bendy. I'm assuming that's why when you put it back into the car, these will bend, whereas these pretty much don't bend. So we got two of those, and then we got two of these clips that I'm assuming go right underneath this are Torx. Now I have this Harbor Freight. I think it's T10 times 3, probably a 10. Now, these I can get rid of very easily, not a problem. I don't know what the heck these are. I tried removing them. I've seen people, no, actually I haven't seen people at all on YouTube try to get rid of them. In fact, I was trying to look for a tool and no one really seemed to have any idea on how to undo them or not. With that being said, I believe the only way you'd actually be able to get rid of those is probably to drill them out, find different screws, all that. I don't feel like doing that because I'll never find the right stuff, and I don't feel like buying one of these. There's like $300 to $400 online, and that's money I don't feel like really spending on something that just blocks the sun for me. So let's actually get started by pulling this thing off. So what we're gonna do first is undo these. We'll do the pillow side first, because those are the ones I can get rid of easy, and I can reuse these bolts, and this should be not that hard. Now this is, like I said, this is just the sun cover. I will probably buy the glue to patch this up like I did in my Beamer video when I did the roof, because some of these parts are really ugly. The center is okay, but I'll have to buy that. So all I'm gonna do is just grab my Torx and spin them out. It's one, and this will be two. Good. Make sure not to lose these, because I'm sure these are somewhat BMW special. So there's the holes and bracket that sit there. So let's remove the old one, grab a new one. We'll see how this sits. This sat with the little bent angle here going downwards, so that's how we'll put this one back in. So angle was downwards, so like this. Yep, that seems about right. And put the tiny little screws back in, which are shouldered and probably very hard to find. And now that we have this one done, we're gonna move on to the bottom one as well. Same thing, Torx, and take them out. I like to pre-start the bolts before I actually get it on. And I'll show you why, what I actually discovered on this first one. And that's because as this sits already, it doesn't quite like to fit in. You kind of have to force it in. So as you can see, screw in one of the bolts, and it kind of pushes itself down. And then I grab the other one and push that one down. And it sort of just clicks into place. I guess it's just how it does. So there we go, both sides done. And I will be putting a little bit of white lithium on here. I'm assuming this is the side that slides on top of the rubber rail on the car. So we put in some white lithium grease. Now let's get the small windshield washer wipers done here. So I'm going to flip this. Now that we flipped it 180 and we're at the little windshield wiper side, this one, old one, came with nothing. This one had the old one here. And I got two new ones here. But like I said, I have no idea what those are. I'm assuming you'd have to drill them out. I don't know what you'd have to put back in. And really, I don't feel like fucking around with it. So I'm not going to find out what happens when you do that because I won't be fucking around. But instead, I came up with a nice little classy idea for how I'm going to do this. So the new wiper blades come with the little rubber, I guess they're mostly plastic, little plastic wipey ends on the end of them. I'm just going to take these off and just put them right to here. I mean, these are technically still good. They just need the newer parts. So let me show you how you just take these off. You just honestly just grab it and pull. Grab it and pull. And now we can see where the little bulbs on the old one are. There's one right there in the center. There's going to be another one right there. So we're just going to line them up like this and push them on. And that should be that. So let me try to get this one on real nice and easy. So I'll get the first top one in. Sounded like it clicked pretty good. And then I'll get this one in. Done and done. And like I said, I'll put some white lithium here. But these look like the bendy side. So when you put it in, it's probably towards this end of the car. And they slide on this rubber rail while these are more stationary. So let's do this top one too. Pull this old one out, off to the side. Grab the new one. Pull them out. And then place the new one back in the holes of the old little rail. And that's it. That was actually a lot easier than most of my freaking builds. Usually I have to sit there and scratch my head like a monkey. And with that, I mean, we could pretty much just save these old parts. This is what you pretty much get in the kit. If any of these are broken, you'd have to go further and figure that out. Luckily, I didn't have to. But this pretty much is it. I mean, these are new, good to go. These have their new little windshield washer ends on them. I'll be putting some white lithium grease on these too. And to be honest, the only other thing really are these bump stops, but these are just rubber to help you with the handle for when you slide it up. And so these are actually really good. I'm not going to bother them. So really the only last thing I have to do is get a bottle of the glue for the upholstery and fix some of this stuff up and put this back in the car pretty much. So yeah, this will be kind of a short video on how to do this. But I was kind of looking at this and I was obviously overthinking because these stupid little bolts here. But yeah, it's just as simple as I just replaced these on the ends. So hopefully someone does have a video of how to do this, but I looked up new ones of these, and let me tell you, they were like some places were like $400, and for something that's just gonna block the sun for me, like I said before, I'm not wasting that money on that. I'd rather waste it on actual upgrade parts. But as of right now, this is done. So Napa tomorrow, fix that up, put this in the car, good to go. Anyway, with that, that's pretty much it for today's video. So my name is Seabass. This is Throttle Hobby. I hope this helped, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.